Hi, I'm Brena Nath, Vice President of Events and Community at HousingWire. This conversation is a long time coming. Justin, I'm excited to have you on 10-minute talks because, time is a blur. So probably 4 months ago at this point, we were able to meet in Colorado Springs at the gathering, which is great.
I had so much fun at that event. And it was my first in-person event in many, many years. So I took full advantage.
Some themes from you on stage that I'm excited to carry through this conversation is how not only are you an expert on what's happening in mortgage, your title is Talent Acquisition, Vice President of Talent Acquisition at Summit Mortgage, but you also double as a comedian, which I thought was great on stage. I needed the laugh in the middle of a lot of the sessions, and there's some really amazing themes that carry through both of those kind of roles, whether you were trying to acquire talent or you're looking at trying to make a room laugh, that I think this industry could find some insights and tidbits of knowledge from. So first off, Justin, thank you for joining me. Now, let's dive into that theme. If we're looking at comedy, the working a crowd, making people laugh, it's not something that just happens in an instant. You and I have chatted about the amount of work that actually has to go into building a set, along with mortgage. We also know that doesn't happen instantly. Recruiting someone doesn't happen overnight. That's a long journey. So what are the similarities and parallels that you've noticed between both of them?
I was pretty surprised that I found any, because to me, they're far different worlds from each other. I began in this industry back in 2000, so I've been here for a long time, and I began in comedy a couple of years ago. So I'm a newbie to that world. But right away, I did see some similarities. In recruiting, not so much, because in recruiting, I like to talk as least amount of time as possible and let the recruit share their stories and paint their picture. And so I'm talking 20% of the time, and they're 80% of the time. On stage, it's flipped around. I'm talking 100% of the time for 30 minutes, which is a whole different conversation style to have. So that was being a comic and a recruiter helped me kind of get better at conversation and trying to make sure I can read the room properly and pivot when needed. So a couple of the similarities I noticed, the first was the hustle in comedy is the same as the hustle for loan officers. And I've been an LO for 27 years. You have to go out there and just find opportunities, turn rocks over, have doors slam shut, new doors open, and you have to build your own business. Unless you're in a call center where the phone rings, you answer it, which is not what I've ever done, and most LOs don't find success with that. So in comedy, you have to be hitting up bookers all the time saying, I see you got a show, can I get on your next show? Stay top of mind, stay present, and ask for the business. And a lot of comics don't know how to do that. And I had learned early on as a loan officer, do that or you won't be here much longer. So asking for the business has been something I've found success in everywhere I go. And it's a weird thing because it's, to me, so obvious, but yet it's easy. And as a loan officer, I didn't always know that I wasn't asking for the business. I was having great coffee meetings. And when I was done, my sales coach would say, you didn't ask for the business. You just had a great coffee meeting. I'm like, that's a great point.
Had a great time.
Had a great meeting. Didn't ask for any business. So, but just staying top of mind, being present is one. It's a hustle. Number two, you bomb sometimes. And it's so hard to pick yourself up off the floor after you've bombed. Either you've had a missed closing as a loan officer, or you had a meeting with a new referral partner. It didn't go so well. You said some wrong things. In comedy, you might bomb in the room in front of 85 people in a dive bar in Wisconsin. It's happened to me. 30 minutes of silence. And so, but you have to learn from that, get back up again, and not let it slow you down, because if you do, then you're just dead in the water. So learning to just reset and show up again has been critical in both businesses for me. Also, you're the product. So if you're a loan officer, yes, you've got a company behind you, but you're the face of the show. So when that referral partner hands you a referral, that's going to Justin to take good care of them. When a recruit says, I'm going to join your company, it's going to the company, but it's going through Justin, who I've been building rapport with this person for a long time. In comedy, it's the same exact thing. If you are unlikable, if you find take some missteps and you lose the audience, you got to get it back. And so if you ever do forget that you're the product, people are buying you essentially. That's important. I want to share two more. Reading the crowd. So I try to mirror my audiences if I can. And that's tough in comedy because sometimes I might be in front of a heavily intoxicated biker bar. I'm not a biker,
Yeah.
in case you couldn't tell. Try to pivot and match their energy and use the right words that they want to hear me say. Or I might be at a corporate event for a marina with people that fix boats for a living. Again, not Justin, but I can find a way to connect with them. So when I have the same connection with my referral sources or with my borrowers, if they're an engineer or if they're a pipe fitter, a union pipe fitter, I'm trying to come and meet them at their level so I'm likable and they enjoy our conversation and they refer me and they use me again. So, and the last one is the biggest one. It's go big. And that's kind of how I met you is I was like, hey, what's the biggest mortgage show in town and who runs it? That's Brena. Hey, can I get on stage, do some comedy for you? Sure, she said.
Great example.
That's if you don't ask for it, you won't get it. But on the mortgage side or on the recruiting side, if I don't call a recruit because they're a gigantic branch and I assume that they're happy where they're at, sure, I'm not going to get that opportunity. But if I take that shot, I might find them at the right moment that they're not happy where they're at. Or if that referral source that's a realtor that's the biggest name in town on all the billboards, I'm sure they've got loan officers left and right calling on them, but maybe they don't. So if I don't take that shot, I won't get that opportunity.
There's a lot of good information there. Not to zero back to the first one, and I don't even know if it was part of your points, but I wish everyone would listen and take notes on the power of listening. Like, I think that right there is the tip that a lot of people could go back from and think, did I talk the whole time or did I listen and actively listen as well? Like stay engaged, not look at my phone, figure out what they're saying, along with all the other pieces that you just said all the way to go big. And something I've noticed in this theme, I get to talk to a lot of executives, is you do see this undertone of you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And I see that in this space.
It's true. Yeah, you've got a great point. Actively listening is something that you can tell when someone's not. And you can tell it in your spouse, in your buddy, in your business partner, in your coworker. If it's not happening, it's hard to enjoy the conversation.
Now, another space of this industry, it's a little bit of a pivot here, but I know it's a conversation that not only were you at the gathering, our next event after that was the AI Summit, and there was a lot of tidbits there. I think you were part of our on-demand version and watching it. Great tips there. Would love to hear from you as someone in this space, how you've watched AI change the landscape and looking at it from a practical standpoint. What are some bits and pieces that pulled out to you that other LOs should know about?
It's a great question. When I was at your HousingWire event, not the AI version, but the annual event, I counted AI was mentioned 1,654 times. Just kidding.
Is that real?
No, that's a made up number. It's just comedy.
An AI summary that could have given you the facts.
But it was a popular theme and for right reasons, because it's something that I don't think is going to go away. And those that adopt will survive. And this is just my opinion. And those that don't will be replaced by those that did. So I have a phrase I like to use that AI won't replace the mortgage loan originator, but those that use AI will replace those that don't. And so I do believe that. And I don't think it's going to, the way that it's accelerating in, it's giving me excitement, because I do think our industry is ripe for improvement. I do think that the customers we serve are getting experiences through Amazon that are fast and overnight, and they're getting these frictionless experiences. And that's going to continue to be an expectation of us, which we don't have a frictionless experience. You're buying a house. It will not be frictionless, but we can try our best to make it that way. So to me, automation gives me the chance to 2X or 3X myself as a loan officer and as a recruiter. And those that aren't curious about that, or those that kind of poo-poo it, or those that are tech adverse, my advice to them is to get a buddy at work that is into AI and have them help you, or find a place that will do it for you. But don't miss out on opportunities to take off some of the mundane tasks of making yourself better, like birthday text messages or things like that, and free up your time for more of what you do best, which is those consultative phone calls late at night, going to the gym, being with your family, whatever. But it's a chance to kind of tweak your business model.
That I like that last tip at the end of just finding someone else who you can partner with, which is great.
Yeah.
In the last, if you could give me a 15-second answer or a one-word answer to this last question, I think it kind of gives us that forward look in the space. And if we're looking at 2026, you work with a lot of LOs, you recruit LOs and even talent across the space. What do you think is going to be the number one differentiator, or one of the top, not to put pressure on number one, differentiator for LOs who are still around in 2026 and beyond?
I think it's going to be AI, and not to sound like a soundbite, but I just do think it'll be AI. And I say this because if I'm a old school business professional, I'm using the phone a lot. Great, don't change a thing, but just know that the guy next door, the woman next door, will be reaching out to your customer in many more ways than you are, and having more impact and maybe more draw to them than you would have to yourself. So don't be overly confident in your communication skills and your business. Take a look at it from the inside out. Make sure you're doing all you can to stay in front of people as much as possible.
It's always nice catching up with you, Justin. Thanks for the handful of tips that I know this industry will find valuable. Appreciate you joining 10 Minute Talks.
Thank you so much, Brena.